Samantha, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Where are you joining? Any idea?
Saturday ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
Okay, yesterday. Okay. Okay. With the interest of time, we will start the project. Okay. So again, today, yesterday, I was discussing about the small AWS project, right? The startup project. Okay. So what we have seen is like we saw how we can able to create one virtual private cloud, then IP address for the subnets and the private subnets. Then also we saw how we can able to run any servers with the auto-scaling. Then we also attached the application load balancing to do the load balancing. Okay, only in the last part, because some code bug, I could not get the web page output. But apart from that, all the infrastructure creation, everything probably it was much clear, I believe, right? So that was a very basic one, just to create an S3 bucket, EC2 instance, connect to that, and run that. Okay. Now today, so we'll deploy one ML model, right? So for that, what we will be doing is, so these the scripts and the step-by-step guide, I will provide you, and I will provide you the link through the Google Drive. Okay, I will just dump all the materials. Please refer that materials, even the step-by-step guide, to follow. If you are really interested to do the AWS lab, right? You can able to download that material and just try to run that. And similarly, if you in the last module, right, in the module number 3, where I have did two main the project. It was really big one where I included most of the AWS, and it was in real time scenario where we are taking the real time data from the IoT, then processing it, and and looking at the data as a visualization in the QuickSight. Okay, again, go back to that recordings of the materials. Try to do that. Okay, that is really big. And what we are focusing on this module number 4 is only on the machine learning, ML and IL, AI infrastructure only. Okay, so I'm not I'm not doing that data injection, real-time data injection. Okay, that is one thing. So again, the data also, the Excel sheet and also CSV file, which is necessary for this the projects, right? I will be dumping in the drive, and drive link I will provide it. Okay, I think that is clear, right? So let's jump back into the AWS account. Okay, I believe everybody could able to log into the AWS. At least you guys have created the AWS account. That is what I'm believing. Okay, now what we'll do is let's start. Okay, first let me show you how I will just draw that so that you will have a little idea of what exactly I am doing, and in your examination or like your assignment also you can able to do the same thing. Okay, let me use my pen. Yes. So today what we will be doing is usually IoT device, okay, or a smart device. Okay, the data will be saved in the S3 bucket. Okay, so this will be in real time. So again, I will not be doing this because in the module number 3, I've already detailed in the lab on like how we can able to ingest the real-time data and process that. Okay, so we will continue that from there, where I am just saving all the data into the S3 bucket. Here I will be saving the CSV file. Okay, so this file again, I'm telling you, I will be providing in the Google Drive link. Okay, from this, what I will be doing is I will just using SageMaker. This is an AI/ML studio, or else like this is the platform where we can able to deploy. Before deploying, we have to train that model, right? To train the model and the deployment model, SageMaker is the place in the AWS where we can able to do all kind of machine learning things, right? From the machine learning things, we will do the visualization. So what I will be doing is I will use the Python here to do the coding, and the visualization we can also do it through the QuickSight. Okay, but so this part I will not be doing. If you are really interested, then you can just connect these visualization to the QuickSight, but I will be internally doing some Python coding and getting this visualization. Okay, that is one thing. And yeah, so we will see how we can able to use the machine learning to do the prediction, the analysis in the for the IoT data. Okay, that is one thing. So let's start. that, let me create one S3 bucket first. Again, S3 is an, the storage option in the AWS where we can able to store any kind of data, any format data. Okay, so here again, I will be selecting general purpose, and so the name should be unique, and everything should be in the smaller case. Okay, and again, you have to make sure that you are in the right region. If you are in the wrong region, then it will be very much if you are working on an West East one, make sure that you are in the East one only. If you are creating S3 bucket in a different region and the SageMaker in the different region, so it will be a mismatch sometimes, or like it will not at all work. If you want to work that way, then you have to do some connections, and there will be a little more hassle on that. Okay. So again, I will give the name. Okay, what I will be doing is include the name. IoT ME project. Okay, because I had created one bucket earlier, so I am giving this name. Okay, then everything else I will keep it same. I will not change anything. And I am blocking the public access because of safety reasons, right? I don't want to expose this S3 bucket to the public. And coming to the bucket versioning, I am just disabling everything, and then I go to create one bucket. Okay. Now again, so what I will be doing is I will just drag and drop the so before that let us create one folder called data, because I want to dump all the IoT the data in this specific folder, correct? Data in that. Okay, and let me create one folder here. And let me open that folder. Okay. Now what I will be doing is I will just drag and drop the data. You can simply drag and drop the data. Okay. Then after this, don't change any settings here. We'll just click on the upload, and the file will automatically upload it. And to show the data how it looks, I will just open it. Okay, so this is what the data is. So what I am having is I have the timestamp. Okay, the timestamp, because whenever we do the analysis, right, the data, whatever we are getting, it should have the timestamp. Okay, and then these are all the device IDs. The device IDs are IoT identification, which device is providing the data for us. And here I have taken the temperature, humidity, the pressure, and the vibration, power consumption. And in the last column, what I have done is I have given the anomaly. Okay, just for the analysis and the practice purpose. Okay, this is just an giving the tag so that we will understand what exactly, how exactly the data are classified. Okay, in the real world it will be automatic, but if we do that, it will be very much lengthy and long process. So just to simplify the things, what I have done is I will just tag those. Okay, this is the data sheet what I will be using And if you see the data set, it will be around 1,000 the rows what we have. Okay. Again, so we will go back to other AWS. Okay. Right. So that was the data set. Right. Now we have the data set. Let's open the SageMaker. And everyone, you have to try this. Okay. Deploy the model and use some data set, real-time data set of IoT or like whatever uh, the data set you can able to produce, right? Use that to create an ML model and try what exactly these ML models and how they can able to work around with the data which we are providing, right? So this is you have to, because this is one of the part of your syllabus. Okay, and it is not only for the your syllabus. As the future, move towards then artificial intelligence, right? Everyone should know the bit of the AI and ML, how it works, and what is the adaptability of these technologies in our day-to-day life, right? At least for that reason, you just play around. Okay, this is very much simple, right? Go to the SageMaker and click on the SageMaker Unified Studio. Okay, and we have the window open. So whenever you start initially, right? So it will take like 3 to 4 minutes. Like it may take longer also. You just have to wait. And this is how the user interface look like. You can able to explore what exactly this SageMaker is having. So SageMaker has different. You can able to have the files here. Okay. So I already had little files. Okay. The was playing around. So you can able to find this data and the data sets. You see, you can able to have the different catalogs, the connections, okay, different connections, and the notebook is where like you can able to create what is it? Some the Python. If you are writing the Python code, correct? For that, you have to create some IDE. What is IDE? IDE is all about the writing code and executing that code for the executing those Python codes, right? For that reason, we just have to use this. Okay, the workflow. Workflow is the very advanced one. Okay, so the workflow is a very advanced. In the workflow, you can able to define the steps, a number of steps. Okay, so these steps will help us in continuously, orchestrating the lab. We don't have to, manually do any steps, right? So here you can able to define the workflow, and on the every workflow we can able to define the steps and what kind of the task that needs to be done. So this is what the workflow will be doing, and we can able to do the trigger in the sense the trigger could be a time based. Let's take an example. So this specific workflow has to be triggered every evening or in the morning. So that is time based trigger. And the second we have is like event based trigger. So when I say event based trigger, that is some event has been occurred, let's say in the IoT device, if some threshold has been breached. Okay. Now, when I say threshold, let's take another example. in IoT, I am, taking a thermostat as an example, where the temperature has been increased above threshold, right? In that case, this workflow has to be triggered. Okay, that is one of the trigger point, right? That is how we can know the trigger. And the second type is the scheduled one. The scheduled, as I said, right? We can able to schedule this hourly or is like okay, or it could be an hourly and it could be an so based on our requirement, these can be set schedule. Okay, and schedule can able to trigger the events and also the workflow. Okay, and we will get different information about what exactly when exactly these the workflow has been triggered and what is the time duration it has been run and so on and so on. So this is one of the the latest workflow, okay, to automate the things basically, right? Like if not, what we have to do is we have to do the manual way of doing it instead of manual doing the task. We are trying to automate things by using the workflow, right? And coming to the data analytics, what we have the query editor here. So before this, I was uploading the IoT data, correct, into the S3 bucket. So we can able to directly query that. We can able to do the analytics directly on the data set. Okay, and we can able to see which IoT device is in the alarm state, or else like if we have any anomaly, or else if you want to only filter a specific IoT device, right? We can able to do those kind of query, the query data, right? And the visual ETL. So this is another very curious and very handy tool. Okay, so this ETL means extract, transform, and load. Okay, so you don't have to do the coding. You can able to create a job to extract the data, transform the data, and the load the data. Okay, you just have to create one visual steps. Okay, just a click, and you can able to combine those steps as a visual dashboard, and in the background the coding will be generated automatically and it will fetch the data. So E means extract. Let's say I have already uploaded the data here, right, in the S3 bucket. So fetching that, it is all about the extraction. Okay, the transforming. Here I have saved as a JSON format, correct? So I was like in the previous classes also I was mentioning the IoT, most of the cases it will be in JSON format. When I say JSON format, it is all about the the key pair value, right? The IoT device IDs and IoT the parameters with the value. So that is what the key pair value needs, right? So these data that needs to be transferred into different format. It could be an ORC format or a SparkView format. So they are all columnar. Again, so why we are using the columnar format? Because so whenever we do the analytics, right? So it will be very much easier for us to just filter out the column instead of scanning complete row. We just want to scan the only required columns, and we can really do it. Okay, that is one thing. And okay, the load is whatever the data which we already take the transformation, right? So that has to be saved somewhere. Where you will be saving, that will be saved in the either in the warehouse. So this is the data storage for clean the data. Okay. So raw data will always be saved in S3 and the clean data will be stored in the Redshift. Okay, this is the one of the warehouse options we are having. Okay, so whenever we want to do these kind of extraction, transform in the load, we usually do the ETL job. Okay, so usually we will be using this. We can able to just create the visual job. There will be a certain set of the blocks will be created. We can able to directly simply connect those, and in the background, the task will be okay. That is one thing. Right? I think that is clear. Now coming to the data processing job. So for the data processing, what we have is like see the IoT data, which we will be we already cleaned, and it will be stored in the Redshift, right? So this basically an data storage, cleaned data storage. Now after doing this IoT data cleaning and the transforming, right, we have to do some analytics. How we can able to do that? So by using the data processing job. So here, if you see, okay. So if you see, we have again, we can able to directly create different steps. One is create visual ETL job. Plus, we can able to create a job from the notebook, or else we can able to create and completely code based. When we select the code based, right, we have to create one notebook. It's the code editor, right? We can able to create one notebook, and we can able to select the required language. Usually we prefer Python. You can, if you are fine with Java, you can able to select that, or any other preferred languages we can able to do it. But whenever we do the analytics on the data, that is the big data analytics and data engineering, right? We always prefer the Python. Okay, that is one thing. So this specific data processing jobs, you will have the list here. If you are running, then you will have the number of lists. What are the data processing job running? It could be multiple job running parallelly. So we will have the list here, right? Okay. So coming to the ML model. So everyone try to explore this specific page. Okay. So there is lot of models available. If you see 825 models available. Okay. So you can able to see the different providers. Okay. And also, so we can able to find based on our requirement. Are we processing any the text, the image, or else audio, any other multimodal, or else video processing? So there are like different use cases. Based on that, you have to choose what exactly you need. Okay, and if you see the different the data models, right? See the OpenAI, that is famously called as ChatGPT, right? So even they have the different the models. Okay, you can able to select the models again based on our requirement. You can able to select, right? Open source models, the AWS, the marketplace. We can able to find. Right now we don't have, and the notebook workflows for the deployment and the text editors and so on. So these are all the models. You might have heard about these models, right? The Whisper base, the Whisper. Whisper is their name for their model. Okay. So you can able to directly register and start using that. So how it works is, so basically you just have to select any of the model, okay, ML model, then you just have to feed the data, then tell the model what exactly needs to be done from that model, okay. And coming to this, these models, so again, so here, if you see, we have the Facebook, so the Meta LLM, right? So this is again one of the very famous. These right now, these are all the open source now, right? So try this, even if you don't have any AWS account also, right? These models can be downloaded through the internet, especially these models, okay, in the local system. Okay, you can able to run that. These are all the open source now, okay. This will act as the framework. On top of this, you can install the actual LLMs, large language models, okay. These are all the these are all the options what we are having. So the LLM, we have a very much large option, okay. We have 72 models play around, okay. And coming back, and yes, again, Hugging Face. So in the Google, you go to the Hugging Face. In the Hugging Face is kind of, think like a repository, okay. And you will have n number of the models. It is not only specific for the OpenAI or the Facebook one. If you have developed your own LLMs and it is working pretty well, you can able to share that with the other the community by using the Hugging Face. So in the Hugging Face, there is lot of models available, right? If you see, 412 models is available. So why I'm telling this is, it is not only limited to the the code what you write. So you can able to directly download these files, the frameworks, and able to run it. Okay, so I will just show the Hugging Face because it will help you out if you guys are really interested in that, the AI they have, so on. And it is also essential to know what exactly the artificial intelligence and how you can able to run these models. Okay, this is the Hugging Face one, right? So if you see here in the models, there is a lot of models you can able to see. Okay, and if you want to sort by the text or is like depending upon the use cases, right? You can able to simply go here and you can able to see. Okay, let's take an example. Okay, natural language processing. Yeah, so in our use case, for example, in especially in your syllabus, right, you have to do the analysis of most of the cases. It is an IoT, and also this is also the different the data set which you will be receiving from the smart building, correct? So the building management system. How do you do that? So to do that, you have to select the column tabular classification, the regression series, the time series forecasting, or its reinforcement learning, and so on. So these models I already taught you in the last class as well as the previous classes, right? The models, AI models, what we had. So you can able to directly go here and download the required. And this is just, it will run in the laptop, but make sure that your system is like have enough RAM and the storage, because these are like the compute intensive work, right? These models will be doing. So make sure that you have enough number of RAM and also the storage so that your system will not crash. So whenever you select something, you have to check the requirement, okay? The system requirement before downloading it, running it, okay? See, click on any of one of the, so Gemini 4 is one of the model, open source model, right? And how we have from the deep mind. You can try this, okay? This was about the introduction. And yes, you can see the density of the model, the tokens, right? Make sure that you understand what exactly these tokens are. Okay? Yeah, that was all about the introduction about the models. Okay. Again, coming to the ML flow, similar to the workflow, right? In the machine learning flow, we can able to create an workflow, what exactly needs to be done after each steps. So that is just a workflow. So if we are doing some steps here, right? So this will connect and it will give the output. And if we have any training jobs here, it will show here. Okay. Let's go back to the notebook, right? Let me create one notebook here. So when you create initially, it will take a lot of time. Okay. So you have to wait. So right now it's open to me, right? So initially when you create and start working, first time deployment, it will take around 15 to 20 minutes probably, because it needs to set up your account and it needs to run the respective data sets. To run the data sets, it has to, in the background, it has to run the servers and the databases, everything, right? And also the storage. For that, initial setup will take 15 to 20 minutes. It could take more than that. For me, yesterday, it was like 30 minutes. Okay. Even though I had an account. So what happened was, so they are completely migrating this SageMaker older version to the newer version. These are all the newer version. Even though I had the account and I was running that for the various ML models, right? And it took me 30 years to, 30 minutes to spin this, the page and spin this, the virtual machine. If you see what is this, you can able to see I have selected the Python 3.11 and I have two virtual CPUs and the 4 GB for now, and you can able to change that. Okay. How can we change that? So if you go here, okay, in the compute, you can able to select different model. If you want to have the bigger machine, it costs the higher, right? The bigger the machine, the higher the cost. So for our lab purpose, the smaller machines should be okay. And if you are willing to run a bigger model in your system, then try to select the bigger instance, that is the bigger server, so that the system will run faster, right? That is all. So now let's anyhow we have the data in our storage, that is in the S3. Let's try to train the ML model based on this and try to deploy it. Let's see how this works. Okay, and the code part, I will provide you the code in the my G drive. Okay, link I will provide with all other PPT also, right? I will save everything in that and I will provide the link to it for the download process. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, for now, what we have to do is we just have to install the shell command has been disabled by runtime error magic and shell command are disabled. Let's debug what is happening. It's disabled. Mhm. Okay. So if you are running with an error, right, we can directly ask the agent here the problems. Okay. See what is this. So, let's go back to this. The problem. Select the language that should be it. And this. So that's the question. And tables, table. And this is it. So it's really different. Oh, see. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Let me restart this session. Just a minute. So till I this fix this error, we'll take you guys can take 5 to 10 minutes break. Okay, let me fix this error and we'll start it. Okay, guys, like I could able to fix the error. Okay, so let me share my screen. Yeah. So for a reason I'm not sure. So yesterday the same code was working, and today there was a restriction in the server telling that I cannot run the automated, certain commands. Okay, that was the error. Now I could able to resolve that. So I did not run the automatic code, so it was sent the manual Python code. Okay, so initially, so I will explain what exactly the code is, right? So currently, what we are doing is we are doing the coding for to fetch the data from our S3 bucket. Okay, let me select that. Just wait. Okay, so yeah. So in the first step, like this is the Jupyter notebook. Okay. So what is Jupyter notebook? It is where we will run the commands. That is Python commands here. And in that, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to install the package. So whenever we have to do certain things, right? We need to create one packages. Okay. I mean, not create from the scratch. We have to install some packages. Okay, that is what in the starting of the this one, and what kind of packages I'm installing. One is PIP and the install and the pandas. So go to the website of the specific data set and look into the pandas. Okay, so the scikit-learn, the MATLAB lib, and the Seaborn, the Boto 3, and the SageMaker. Okay, so what exactly these are? Like pandas and the scikit-learn are specifically for the data analytics. Okay, so whenever we do the data analytics, right now we are doing for the IoT device data analytics, right? For that we need some packages. So the pandas and the scikit-learn help us, and the MATLAB lib is for the plotting. We need visualization, right? How do we get the visualization? For that, instead of we writing from the scratch, we install the package called MATLAB lib. And again, the Seaborn, the same supporting one. And coming to this specific, the Boto 3, right? This is for the AWS one. Okay. So how this code will talk to the AWS? So we are trying to execute this code and telling the AWS to do certain tasks, right? So think like it is a remote control for the AWS. Okay. Without this, we cannot execute the code and then tell the AWS to do certain tasks. That is where I am mentioning. And the SageMaker, yes, obviously it is an AWS one, right? That is what I am doing it in the first cell. Okay, and again I am printing whether it is completed or not. If everything goes well, then it will show where all the packages are installed. Right. That is one thing. Again, so I will just copy paste this code. Okay. Now, in the next step, what I am doing is I am trying to explore. Okay. Before exploring it, so I am importing the Boto 3 as I mentioned. It is an required for them SDK, software defined kit, right? This is required for the AWS and the pandas. And before that, I will show you what exactly the pandas are. Okay, this is an data analytics one. Okay, you see there is a lot of the libraries you will be having here. And also similar to this, we have this one. And this is specifically for the machine learning in the Python. Okay, so you can able to see different the models, which I was explaining in the I think 3 class before, right? The classification, regulation, and clusters. So this scikit-learn, right? It is specifically focused towards the machine learning part. Okay, so you can able to choose the algorithm what you want to model based on that algorithm, right? We can able to choose any. This is an open source. We don't have to pay anything. You just have to select any specific the model algorithm from here, and we can able to build. Right. So you try to explore this page, right? Let's go back. So here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to import this. Now, if you see closely, I am giving one information here, that is the bucket. This is the bucket name where I have saved the data set. Okay, right? This is the bucket name which my data is storing, and I am storing this data in the name of IoT sensor, right? And now what in this code I'm telling to get the object, s3.get object, where in the bucket with the respective of the keys. The key is this and the bucket is this. So what it will be doing is it will go to the S3 bucket, it will fetch the required detail for us. Okay. And then it will print the head. When you say the head, then the top 5, the data will be displayed. Okay. And yeah, see, I have executed that. See the data. This is the timestamp. Okay, it is given clearly, right? Pictorial way of representing. So now it is a columnar. This is the timestamp. This is the device ID. This is the temperature, the heat. So why I am not seeing any 1000 records? Because I have given the head as an right. If I remove this, so let me go back and make it as in right. Let's execute this. Now you should see more. Okay. So here, see 1000 records, it has been displayed. If you see here closely, this specific part, okay, the output, it is saying the 1000 rows, 8 columns. Okay, it is not giving in that display format because it is 1000 rows. It cannot able to accommodate. For that reason, what we do is we always give the head. Okay, to have the look about the preview about the data. Okay, now see this is how the preview looks. Coming to the next one, what I'm trying to do is again. Here I am trying to import the MATLAB lib. Okay, this is for the to plot it. So I am plotting as an as in the plot, right? And then here, if you see here, I am trying to plot it. Okay, I am defining the size what required and what should be the x-axis, what should be the y-axis, everything I am defining, and the title, and then the plot dot show displays the graph, or else like whatever visualization we have defined, correct? It will be showing it. Okay, and then again in this specific second one, the first plot will be in temperature and the distribution by anomaly, and the second one will be a vibration versus temperature. Okay, and the third one is transit is for the one device only. Okay, so if you see here, we will do one thing instead of we putting everything one. See, this is how usually we can able to look. Okay, now what it is showing is, it is showing This is normal. Okay, so whatever the blue color one, right? It is normal because during certain time it is going in the peak and it is coming back. If it is not, going that specific path, even though if it is an peak time, for example, in the morning, 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., the temperature should go usually as per the historical records, right? If it is not going if it is not following that path, then there will be it is like high likely anomaly, right? If the curve is flat, then we can able to say the machine is not working, or is those kind of conclusion we can able to do it, right? So this is one thing. Let's plot other one. Okay, let's only plot the vibration versus temperature cluster. Okay, see, again, coming to the code, I am just plotting the data which is present in the data sheet. Okay, so try to, whenever you have the chance, try to look into this the data. Okay, and also you try to look into this the code what I will be giving, and it is very much simple, the Python language, and I am trying to plot the graph. Okay, and if you see here, what we are trying to do is, so the blue dots, it is normal as per the historical the data. Okay, and if the vibration is spotted apart from this specific the graph, then it will be we can able to conclude telling that there is in the system there is an anomaly, that is the system is not working fine as per the trend. Okay, that is what the vibration versus temperature looks like. Okay, so it is all about the cost of. Now let's go to the one. You can create a multiple plots based on your requirement. It doesn't mean like you have to follow this only. This is just to give you an idea how exactly it looks, right? Now, in the third plot, what I am doing is I am trying to plot the time series for one device. Okay. So what I am trying to plot is how the temperature was for the single device, right? So you can able to see the trend. Somewhere it is going to the 100 temperature, and sometimes it is coming to the very below 20 temperature, 20. Okay. What we can able to achieve from this is, on this we can able to give the threshold also here, where we can able to say, okay, at this whenever the specific temperature reaches specific threshold, we can able to define, okay, at this point the machine is overheated, or like there is something happening, there is anomaly, and we can able to say, yes, there is a problem. And the same notification can be sent to the respective appliance, or is the maintenance keep. Okay, this is one thing. So coming to the next part. And we the data exploration data. We will train the process and train the model. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So now here. So if you see, the features, this specific point. Before that, like yes, as I mentioned earlier, I'm just importing certain models from the sklearn, the scikit-learn. I am importing the random forest. Okay, this specific So you can able to search for the random forest. You will have the data sheet, right? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to import that specific algorithm, machine learning algorithm, that is random forest classifier. Okay, it should come in the in this, and there will be lot of algorithm present, right? For that, what I am doing is I am trying to pull that the random forest. Okay, and then I am also pulling the trained and also test split, because we are the training the data, and also we also needs to test the data before deploying it. Correct. And if you remember, like one of the classes, I was explaining how usually the machine learning models are trained. Correct. So if you go back to that recordings, and you can able to find it, how exactly we will be doing. It is a continuous process, right? The training the data and the testing the data, and then we are deploying it. Okay. Now, after this, the features. Okay, this is like telling. It is like giving the clue to the model what decision we have to make. Okay, the temperature, the humidity, the pressure, the vibration, and the power consumption. So this is telling like we have to, these are all the parameters we have to closely look into that. This is like telling the model what exactly it has to look for. Okay, and yeah, coming to this specific X and Y model, right? So it is telling, it is like giving the features. Okay, so for the to split it, you see here we are trying to split the data. So here we are splitting 80% of the data, okay, for the training, and 20% of the data for the testing purpose. Okay, so usually how it works is, so the model learns from the 80% of the data, right? So this is where I am referring to. Usually model learns on the 80% of the data, and then once it is learned, we will use other set of 20% of data. It could be an other set of 20% data, or else it could be an different data set also. Okay. And in this specific not the line, we are training the model. Okay, how we are training the model? I'm using the random forest. Okay, this is an algorithm, and I'm trying to do the prediction. So here estimator, right? 100 estimator. So if you go back to the data sheet of random forest, right? So when you say 100, right, it is like 100 decision trees. Okay, it will be different. What is it? There will be a number of iterations will be happening. Correct. So I will be giving. It should take 100. Okay, and for example, let's say if the vibration is greater than 2.5, right? If it wants to make this specific value as an anomaly, it has to go 100 times, reiterate. And then in every iterations, if it concludes that yes, the specific vibration that is more than 2.5, then it will be decided as an. So you can able to increase that. Whenever you increase it, it take the time taken for the decision making is also large. If you are like giving is less, the time taken for this specific decision is less, but it is less accurate. The more the number, it's good for accuracy, and but it takes some time, right? And I'm giving as a balanced, right? Okay, this is one thing. Now, what in this specific this one what we are trying to do is testing it. Again, if you see, this is an the accuracy and this F1 score, and don't worry about this. Like this is the most towards the data engineering part, but still you have to know. So this one, the precision, how well the model is got trained, and F1 score is like how good the model is. That is what the efforts plot is. Okay. Now we have trained everything, right? So we just have to save the model. And yeah, this is where I have saved. If you go here, right, the model should be saved. Okay. See here, it has been saved locally. Okay. This is the model because I am telling that it has to be in this specific format. Okay. Right. Now, so this model we have created, let's upload that model to the my S3 bucket. And we'll create one deployment. Okay, so select this, and it takes little time. Yeah. So let's deploy this. Okay. If you see here, it is executing. Okay. And why? Because it has to compress everything and it has to save the model into the S3 bucket for the storage purpose, right? So in that case, for that case, it will take little time. Okay. Just wait. Let's wait for a couple of minutes here. And meanwhile, so it executes, right? So you might be feeling like how you can able to do this kind of projects, right? So how you can able to do this? Go to Kevin. So this is one of the community one, right? So there will be a lot of data sets available and ready-made, the models. Okay, the projects, small projects are there. Okay, this is really helpful site. Make sure that if you're really interested in AI and ML, and also wants to do some small projects for your resumes, you just visit this, and based on your interest, you can able to create or like this is basically in this community, you will get complete the project with the code. Okay, and also you will be getting the data sheets. So what it will help is whenever you want to do something that you need to have some data, you can directly come here and you can able to search for the specific device. For example, see the IoT, and here you can able to see the the data sets, right? For example, if you want to do something on the IoT, there is a lot of data sets. You can directly click here and download it. Yeah. And you can able to see some coding, and if there are like certain projects, right, you can able to download directly and do some hands-on. Yeah. Okay. So let's see the progress. It is still going on. If you see here, right, this specific this part, so it is telling it is running. Okay, as I said, it will take some time. Once it is done, so what it will happen is the model will be used saved in the S3 bucket. Then we can able to use that model for our prediction. Okay. So meanwhile, anybody having any questions? Okay, so what I will be doing is, anyhow, it will take some time, right? The model. So I will discuss the assignment also. Okay. So everyone got the assignment sheet, or else still it is pending? Anyone?
Sir. Yes, sir.
You got the assignments?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Manjunath sir signed it.
We'll see that now. So, ಅವರು explain ಮಾಡಿದಾರ? You want me to explain the assignments?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
Send ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಯಾವ send ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು?
ಒಂದು 3 to 4 days ಆಯ್ತು.
Okay.
ಮಂಡೇ ಅಂತ.
Okay. I will do one thing. Meanwhile, the model is deployed, right? See the progress. It is still taking time. Okay. Actually, share screen. Okay. So ಅದೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಂದಿದೆ?
ಸರ್ ಅದೇ ಸರ್, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ IoT ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್.
Okay, super. So you got to know what exactly you have to do.
ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್, AWS ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್.
Okay. So,
ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್.
okay. What we'll do is like this. The main objective here is to design the IoT-based system for monitoring and analyzing the energy consumption in the industrial environment. Okay, this is the major objective. Okay. So coming to the problem statement, and medium-scale manufacturing plant operates 20 plus heavy machines. It could be on the motor, the compressor, other bigger machines. Okay. So what exactly the problem statement is that currently they only receive a monthly electricity bill with no visibility. Okay. So the machine wise energy consumption or is like peak usage hours, normal energy spike. So these and all they will not get it. So they only get the single monthly electricity bill, right? So the problem now is like the management wants to have a real-time monitoring system. So that they can able to track the energy usage per machine and detect the normal consumption. Okay. So yeah. And the cloud-based dashboard. Okay. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ clear ಆಗಿದಲ್ವಾ? So the sensor selection, you have to make sure that what kind of sensors you are selecting. Okay. The sampling rate, is it so I have made it a little bit clearer this time. I've given the steps also. Only thing is you guys needs to fit this into the single solution. Okay. So when it compared to the last time, I have split into the different points so that you will understand what exactly you guys has to do it. Okay. In that sensor selection, you have to mention what kind of sensors you are selecting and how the sampling is and how the power calculation you are doing. Okay. And coming to the system architecture, you have to provide one architecture, how the sensor will be connected to the cloud, because as per your learning objectives, right, in your syllabus, it is all about the IoT and the cloud integration with the A and M, right? So for that, keeping that in mind, you have to provide the complete system architecture, how the sensor will be connecting to the cloud. Okay, you can able to choose the protocol, the protocol. Okay, MQTT or else like Kafka, whatever it is familiar with you, you can able to choose it. And you have to draw the diagram and you have to do the calculations. Okay, and also I want the data flow explanations. Okay, and the component table. In the component table, you have to provide the complete details of the inventory. That is the sensor. These are all the sensors, and to communicate that to the cloud, the edge gateway. These are all the gateways, and inside the cloud, these are all the services what we are going to use. So that is the complete component table. Okay, so that is clear. Then
Yes, sir. Yes.
okay.
Sir, ಈಗ AWS ಇದು ಮಾಡೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಅದು ಮಾಡೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇದೇ ತರ ಬರ್ಬೇಕನ್ನೋದು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆನ್ ಯು ರಿಪೀಟ್?
ಈಗ AWS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ಈಗ
ಓಕೆ.
ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ತರ ಈಗ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಈ ಇಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಬಾಕೆಟ್ಸ್, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಗೇಟ್ ವೇಸ್, ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಮೀಟರ್ಸ್, ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಸರ್. ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನೆಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
So before you doing AWS configuration, you want to do the architecture part, ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸತಿ ಒಂದು ಡ್ರಾಯೋ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಾ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಡ್ರಾಯೋ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ದ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಇನ್ AWS ಅಥವಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ? ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್.
AWS ಸರ್, ಈಗ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ಡೆಮೋ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಡ್ರ್ಯಾಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತನಾ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಇದೇ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕನ್ನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಇದೇ ಮಾಡೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಟು ಸೇ, ಈಗ ಸರ್ವರ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಸರ್ವರ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್. ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಓಕೆ. So you want to get the data sheets. Basically, in the data sheet, you want to select what is the configuration you want to do, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me share this. The model is still deploying. Okay. Okay, 50% is okay. Coming back to your question, correct? In AWS. Okay. So here, if you go here in the AWS, right, there is a product. Okay. Now in the product, you can for ego, let's say you want to do the server, okay, EC for instance. Okay, this is one way of selecting. Okay, what exactly you want to select. Just later. See, there is one website called documentation. Okay, can you wait to see this AWS documentation? Go here and you will have all the different type of services. Okay, here you are asking this one, how we can able to select this user guide and selection guide. You can click on this and you will have all the details here. See, yesterday I was selecting certain the model correct.
Yes, sir.
This is example for the S3. Okay, S3 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಏನೇನು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, everything you will have the complete details. Okay. Now similarly, go to the S3 bucket because you need storage, correct? Okay, search here. Okay, so similarly for the S3 bucket, you can able to see what exactly the S3 and the type of the storages, right? I was mentioning about life cycles, ಹೇಗೆ configure ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, everything you will get it here. Okay. This is one of the documentation. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ಯಾವುದು ಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ? S3 ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ EC2 instance. Then what else you need? And even if you want SageMaker, right? Yeah. So SageMaker, you want to do some AI and ML modeling, correct? So go to this documentation, and you will have everything, how to set this up and everything. Okay. You just have to spend little time. That's it.
Okay,
Okay, Naval, clear, Naval?
yes, yes, sir.
And I know they like this is too much. Don't worry. You try, if you are focusing on specific service in AWS, focus on that. Okay. And within 10 or 20 days, nobody can able to learn this. So choose any of 3 or 4 for name the. So you have this specific IoT, correct? What
Yes, sir.
position will be? Select the AWS service which is suitable for the IoT. Okay, this specific IoTs, and how we are going to compute and how we are going to visualize. Okay, select 3 or 4 services. That's it. Focus on that. Try to connect it. I'm not expecting you to give me complete 100% result and complete. No, you just have to try to understand what exactly the resources are and how you are going to fit in. That's it. Okay, let's say
Sure.
you are this specific cloud integration part, correct? So even I have given the clues for every assignment. I have given everyone. I have given the clues. Okay. Only this thing you just have to fit this. I am expecting, especially on this presentation, right? So in the last presentation, that was okay, but here I will be judging how well, how effort you have put in, and what knowledge you have gained through this assignment. So that is what. And again, I'm telling, I have given the clues. Okay, what you have to do is try to fit in and try to explain what exactly these components will be doing. Okay, within flow diagram. If possible, do some JSON, and I have to show me the some dashboard. At least try something out of AWS and provide me the dashboard. Okay, I hope this is clear. Right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So anybody else wants to know their assignments? Nobody? Okay. So let's go back. Yeah, it is taking time. Yeah, till it get deployed, right? So what we will be doing is we can take the break and we'll come back. By that time, probably my the model will be ready, and let's do some testing. Hopefully, if I don't get any error. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm again asking if anybody wants to know about their assignments. Today is the right time, because after that, if I am busy, I may not be able to explain in the detail. So come up with the questions what you are having with your assignments. Today I will explain, and then yes, we can conclude the complete sessions. Okay. Okay. So let's take a break and we'll come back. Okay. And then we'll continue and conclude. Thank you. Okay, so there was an error again. This is not related to this, but this is related to the AWS infrastructure. Okay. Yeah, anyhow, so basically, till we have reached until, so we have already successfully developed the model, and what I was trying to do is I was trying to save that in the my S3 bucket and try to utilize that. So while the saving that model into the S3 bucket, there was an error. Okay, there was an error. So let me look into it. Okay. So basic objective of this specific lab was to introduce you guys to the AI and ML platform. Yeah. So yeah, so I will just check once again after this class, and I will run the code again. Or if something changes needed, I will make the changes and I will create the user deck and I will just post that in the my Google Drive and I will share the link. Okay. So that is what it is. So yeah, let's conclude the session today, and tomorrow we will meet and we will discuss about the assignments. Okay. So thank you. Bye bye.